Hello and welcome back to JBCTR, where today you join me at SEC Performance, where we're going to be adding a little bit of camber to my GR Yaris. And to do this, we're going to be using a set of PowerFlex camber bolts, and then once they're fitted, we'll get it on the alignment machine and kind of see what effect that has on the geometry of my GR Yaris. So here we are, about to install the camber bolts, and first step is to get the car jacked up or up in the air and remove the wheels. And as you can see, we've already done this because we're sort of in the middle of fitting a whole load of PowerFlex bushes within the engine bay. That's covered in a separate video, which I will link up there. But otherwise, let's just crack on with the camber bolts.
First up, you need to measure your existing camber. You can use a dedicated tool like this, or you can use your phone. This will give you an approximate measurement and will later allow you to roughly set the camber before the car is fully aligned. To begin the install, remove the uppermost lower mounting bolt. We also chose to loosen the lower one to ease the installation. The new camber bolt can be reinserted, which can be a little tricky, so take your time. Once the bolt is in, you can now begin to adjust your camber. In short, rotate the bolt to change the camber and do the nut up when you are happy. I'll talk through how this works in just a second. We added approximately half a degree of negative camber to the original measurement before tightening up the nut. And for the fronts, that is it.
So that's the front camber bolts now fitted, and Pat is just fitting up the rears, which kind of work in the same way. And whilst he's doing that, I thought I would talk you through what these are and kind of how they work. So obviously this is a normal bolt, and it's kind of as you'd expect really. It's just a bolt with a thread on the end, and then that is that. The camber bolts, however, have like a little bit of a sort of tab that's offset in the middle, which is what allows you to push the camber forward and backwards. And you've also got this little washer here, which gives it something to push against. So when it's in the car, you can change the position of this washer, which then obviously changes the position of where it's pushing on in the car. And that will give you either positive or negative camber. And then to perform your final like minor adjustments, what you need to do is you use the sort of like the fixed bolt end to adjust the camber position, because that sort of moves the load bit in the middle, and then you finally tighten it up with the other spanner on the other side, which obviously does up the nut without moving the camber adjustment stuff. So yeah, for bolts, quite complex contraptions, but yeah, they should be good. So let's do the final few on the rear, and then we can get it aligned and go try it out. So that is the camber bolts fitted. Pat's just taken it for a drive just around the block just to make sure everything is settled down nicely. Now we think we've added half a degree of camber to each of the corners, although it's kind of difficult doing it on a ramp that's not perfectly level. So we're going to do a full alignment check to make sure everything is square and neat, and then we should be good to go for a drive and start enjoying this. So there we have it. Everything is done. The camber bolts are on. We've got some nice camber on both front and rear. Pat's taken it for a test drive and he's happy with everything that's going on. And I'm looking forward to driving it, I must admit. But for now, at least, we've lost the light. I've actually been kicked out, which is why I'm out the front. So I guess we'll leave it there. As always, a massive thank you to the guys at SEC Performance, because not only did they fit the stuff, they did an awesome job as always, and they stayed late to finish it. So I think I may owe them a beer. But anyway, if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of me and cars and that kind of stuff, then feel free to subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next one.
Aside from my soul.